Today I'm using Cricut Design Space to create some English paper piecing shapes that will work with a hexagon. It's the most popular shape out there for English paper piecing. And I have a tool that I like to use to keep my shapes perfect. So I've already done video with the Silhouette Studio software and the Brother Scan and Cut software. I haven't posted them yet. But the tool that I like to use is the OmniCalculator.com, the hexagon version. So if you'll just do a search for hexagon calculator, chances are this one is going to come up. And this is the one I like to use. I believe there are others out there, but this one's really easy for a dummy like me. So you can go in here and choose whatever measurement system you want to use in all of these figures here. We don't really care about the perimeter or the area, but they give you a nice little diagram of the hexagon so that you can understand that the width of the hexagon is not the same as the height because of the angles of the sides. But I want my sides to all be 1 inch, but you can change it to whatever you want. It can be some really weird number like 7.265, and it's going to do all the math for you. But we're going to be working with the 1 inch. And the long diagonal, which is the letter D here across the widest part, is double what the sides are, double what the measurement of the side is. And the short diagonal is represented by this S here, and it goes from one of these flat sides across to the other flat side. So that's another measurement that we need to refer to. And the other one is from the midpoint to one of the flat sides, and that's this number at the bottom. So that's where I'm going to be double checking everything from. So if I'm drawing shapes in Scan and Cut canvas, it's really easy to accidentally stretch it out of shape, and you don't know it till you've worked for a while, and then you realize that your hexagon sides are not perfect anymore. So let me just show you. If I'm drawing a hexagon, I'll just choose shapes and then the hexagon. It comes in as a perfect hexagon, but if this little lock button is off and I go stretching it or moving it like this, my sides are no longer equal. And I might not know it in order to hit the undo button, and so I need to fix it. So what I would do is refer to my OmniCalculator, and I would make sure this lock button is off, and I would put my width back at 2 and the height at 1.732, and that's going to get me back to, sometimes I have to click away for it to, sometimes it just doesn't want to do it. Let's see, if I click on it, sometimes it'll wake up and do what I want it to. Might just be my computer. But anyway, now I'm back to my perfect little hexagon. So the same thing when I'm making shapes that will go with my hexagon. I can come in here and choose the shapes that Cricut already has, like the equilateral triangle works well with the hexagon, the diamond, half hexagon, which I don't think they have a half hexagon in here, but we'll create one. So we have 3 shapes now, but this one is not the right size for my hexagon. It needs to fit in this space over here. So looking at my chart, I know that the height of this diamond needs to be the same height of the hexagon from flat side to flat side. So I'm going to unlock this button. I think with the perfect diamond here, I could leave the lock button on, but let's just, for the sake of this demonstration, just turn it off. And we'll make this height as 1.732, and it's still not correct. So I need the width from here to here to be half of what this hexagon is. So from when I know from here to here it's 2, so I need to make this one 1 inch wide, or 1 inch wide. So that diamond should now work with my hexagon, and I can see that it does. So I've got that one finished. So let's play with the triangle. My computer does not want to behave today. So I know that the triangle, see, and I've already stretched it out of shape just by messing with it. It's really easy to do. It's not going to work with my hexagon. The angles are wrong, the sides are wrong, and all of that. So I know because of where this fits on the hexagon, I know that from here to here it needs to be 1 inch sides. So I'm going to unlock this button and then change it to 1. And the height needs to be half of this measurement here on this what they call the short diagonal. So I'm going to change the height to 0.866. I think I'm telling you right. And that should be the perfect triangle that will work with my hexagon. And it looks fine to me. All right, so to do a half hexagon, I did not see a half hexagon in my shapes. There may be some available to purchase, but I'm just going to draw my own or slice my own. So I'm going to make a duplicate copy of this hexagon, press Control D, and change the color. Let's make it green. And so let's slice it across the middle. So what I want to do is get a square, anything I can use as a cookie cutter, and I'm just going to stretch this out. And I want to make it half of the height of this short diagonal here, which is represented by this little R right here. So I'm going to make sure that's still unlocked, and I'm going to make the height 0.866. And then I'll just kind of line it up a little bit and then just select both of them and press Align, Bottom. And if I needed to, I could line it up horizontally also. But I'm just going to leave it like that. And while they're still selected, I'm going to press over here on the right hand on the bottom, I'm going to press Slice. And it's going to give me all these little shapes that I don't need, like that one. I'm going to get rid of that, get rid of that. I've got 2 of these. I don't really need 2 of them, so I'm just going to delete 1. And now I'm going to double check the measurements. So the width is fine. It's supposed to be 2, and the height should be half of the hexagon, which is 0.866. So that's my check to make sure that this is correct. But I have done this before where these numbers were not correct, but you can correct it here. Oops. Now is my time for my undo button. And you can check, and it looks perfect for my hexagon. So it's matching on the sides and everything. So if I want to slice the hexagon in the other direction, you do the same thing. You just make a little cookie cutter. Let's make that red. Just make your cookie cutter in the other direction. And let's make it needs to be 1 inch wide because we're going across this way. So I'm going to select it, unlock that, make it 1 inch, and then go over here and just line it up with my red one. I'm going to line them up on the right and then slice. And then get rid of all these shapes that I don't need. Now let's check our measurements on this one, because when I've done it before, this one wasn't quite right, but it looks right this time. It's 1 inch wide by 1.732 tall. So basically, in all of these drawing programs that are used for our digital cutters, this is a great calculator to use to help you to keep your shapes perfect for English paper piecing. So now all of these shapes will work well with my hexagon.